Hello guys, so today we're going to look on how to fetch your data from your WordPress website. Let's say you have an account on your website where your client puts in his name, like one which is in front of you here, where you fetch in the details, the items that you're selling, you get the amount, you get the client's phone number and other details, and you need to fetch the data for other uses. So I'm going to show you on how you can get such data from your website for other uses. Let's say you want to use it on an API so that you can automate some processes depending on what the user is interacting with on the front end of the site. So this is WP PHP my admin, where you get to interact with your website. Here's my website. This is my database website. So we are going to this table where we get all the meta entry values. So we have all the details. We have all the customers' IP number. We have the customer's phone number. We have the items that he has bought. We have his email address. We have his name, and we have the total amount that he has paid. So we want to use these values, these meta values, so that you can run your API or run your automation on the other side, on the back end. So that is what I'm going to show you. Like for my case, I'm using these values on M-Pesa integration, so I need the phone number and the amount so that I can enter it onto the Daraja API, and the process goes on. So you have your values, you have your database, and you want to fetch the data. So here is just a sample code where we are going to run all our queries. So we are going to interact with our database using this code here. Then the values that we get from the database, we are going to feed into our SDK push request here. This is the M-Pesa Daraja API platform where you get to send a direct SDK push to your client automatically when a button is pressed. That's what I mean. So that is it. We are going to start with this data here. We are going to connect to our database using the WPD class, which is a global, which is a function or a class that is available for all the WordPress database users. So instead of doing my connect or using the PDO to connect to the database, you can just use this function, or let me call it a class, to interact, to connect directly to your database. It has reduced the workload. Then you're going to require that file, which is a WordPress file. On the back end, you can just go to the file manager and go through your home directory. You can public HTML. You'll find all the files that you need. So make sure you've configured well your database. So here it is. So I'm going to get the phone number and the amount from the database. So here is the query for phone number. It's actually the same for the amount. The only thing that changes is the meta key. So we are going to use the function get variable. Select the query, select meta value from the table from entry, which is a table in my database here. So this is the table that holds all the values. So we have connected to the table. The SQL, you can just get it from the site itself. You can use select. You can do whatever you want. You can remove some values. You can add some values. So the code says the query is about getting the meta value, which is the value, the actual value of the phone or the item that you want. So we are going to get it where we are using where to get the actual number. We have we want the phone number. There are so many meta keys. We have a variety of meta keys here. Let me see, where is it? We have a variety of meta keys. You can browse it. Let's browse and see. So meta keys, we have calculation, name 2, email, radio, checkbox 2, select, phone number for me, meta user and IP address. So we are going to use meta key, which is phone number. We only need the phone number. We don't need all the other values. And we order it by date created so that we may get the latest value. We make for you to get the latest entries from your site. You order your query by the date created. So it is provided on the WHP that WHP PHP myadmin. You can get the date created of all the entries so that you may not query an old form. So that is it. You order it by date created, and just you can in a descending order, of course. In a descending order, don't forget that you need to query it in a descending order. In fact, let me put this, in fact, let me place this in the same line as the order by, because it's a one statement. Okay, so you limit it by 1 so that you can get the specific value that you need. So for the phone number, for you to interact with the Daraja API, SDK push API, you need to have your phone number in a interval form, but there's a specific form of writing a phone number. A phone number is a unique value, so you need to place it in a unique way. So you need to we call it concatenate it with your country code. So that is what is happening. So simple. You have your country code as 254, that is Kenya. Concatenate it with your phone number interval. Remember, you cannot concatenate an integer with a string value, so you must be keen, or else you'll get an error. You can echo your results so far and see what is happening. Same thing for amount, but for my amount, it's quite a unique data. You can see it's quite a unique data. Rarely do you interact with such a data. It's a serialized string. As you can see, it is a serialized string. It is hard to interact with such kind of data. It's very unique. It's my first time, in fact, I'm interacting with such kind of data. It's a serialized string. So after doing all that, after querying your database, you need to unserialize the data, or otherwise you will not be able to interact with the values there, and you will not be able to change anything. It will be quite hard for you if you not unserialize the data. So we need to unserialize the data. You can just echo out or var dump this value so that you might see how your data looks like. But I've already done that. You need to unserialize the data so that you can get the amount. So it will give you an array of results. So from the array, I'm getting the meta key, or the key results, which holds the phone number value. So you can just run the code and see what it brings to you. So as you can see, it gives me a phone number, just the way I need it. 254 is the code. 741998542 is my number. The amount, it gives me everything I need. So from all these kind of values that you're seeing here, I'm able to get these here. I'm able to get the amount, and I'm able to get the phone number. So I'm able to get this phone number here, and I'm able to get the value after the calculations. So this is an amount that it results from calculations and additions, summation of various other values depending on what the consumer selected on the front end. So after getting the values, it is easy that way. Now the only thing that is remaining, you need to pass the value to your SDK push code. Here you have your variable that holds phone number. Make sure it is in an integer value. So interval phone number, place it there. Interval phone amount there. So this is just an access token generator that is provided by the Safaricom M-Pesa Daraja API. Yeah. So you initiate the SDK push. The rest is just so simple. You can get everything from Safaricom Daraja API. Now, if I run the code, save the changes after working on your code, just save the changes. So after saving the changes, just run your code, and if your code is successful, you'll get such a message. This is just an echoing of what was in the previous page. You'll get such a request ID code. It's a success. Request has been accepted for processing, and the client who uses this number will receive an SDK push on his phone requesting him to pay 1,500 shillings of the amount that is therein. And is requested to place just the M-Pesa pin, and the charges will be conducted automatically. So that is it. That is how you fetch data from your database and you feed it onto your SDK push or for any other purpose that you're using. So from there you can on your website you can just create a short code using you can use how do you call it, you can use code snippets to create a short code. You can use XYZ PHP code snippet just to create a short code, and the short code you will insert it on the next to the button or somewhere close to the area of your website where you want the code to run. So that is it. Thank you, guys. We will talk about something else next time. Thank you.